All right, apparently no ending video today, so we're going to go ahead and start the 6 o'clock news. Good evening. Kentucky now has more than 4,300 confirmed cases of COVID-19. Governor Beshear announced 230 new cases today, and we have lost 12 more Kentuckians to the virus, including the governor's friend and someone known as the First Lady of Kentucky Education Television, Lillian Press, the wife of the founder of KET. At least 224 people have died from COVID-19 in Kentucky, 102 of those in long-term care facilities. Governor Beshear says more than 1,600 people have recovered from the virus. Those are the latest numbers today. Emergency rooms have remained open since the COVID-19 pandemic started. People still need immediate life-saving care, but lately workers at some emergency rooms are seeing people come in incredibly sick from an indirect cause of COVID-19, fear. WIMT's Connor James explains.
First, we put on a face mask before heading to the entrance of the Hazard ARH ER. It looks a little different. Staff stand in the front. They take your temperature and ask if you have a cough as you walk in. Inside, it looks a little different too. In the lounge of the emergency room, seating is set up to follow social distancing guidelines, and behind me is a separate room for people who are showing any sort of respiratory symptoms.
People are afraid to go out in public, but they're also afraid to go to healthcare facilities, and healthcare facilities are probably some of the safest places you can go right now.
That fear is keeping people who need immediate treatment away. Bart Francis is the medical director for the ARH emergency department.
And we've seen more people coming in the late stage. They come after a few hours or maybe after a day or two when they've already had a heart attack.
Kidney problems and diabetes are also issues that they are seeing. For heart attacks, the time you wait adds to your time recovering.
And that recovery is not as likely, and it's a lot longer and a lot more difficult.
And they're seeing that firsthand here.
If you wait, the longer you wait, the more damaged heart muscle and the more recovery time is necessary for people to resume their normal function. And sometimes you never get back to your normal function.
Things do look a little different. You may see people in get-up like these N100 respirators and face shields. All of this is to protect people who do need a trip to the ER.
We don't want people to pass away at home who we can potentially help here in the healthcare environment.
In Hazard, Connor James, WYMT Mountain News.
And for people who may be sick and do not need immediate ER care, officials with the hospital say telemedicine might be the way to go. Today marked day 2 of expanded testing at primary care centers here in Hazard. Yesterday, they saw nearly 200 people. They expect results from those tests to return in about 48 hours. The free testing will continue there until Friday. Less than 1% of Harlan County's population has been tested for COVID-19. That's according to the County Judge Executive, Dan Mosley. Now, as more testing is required to open Kentucky and businesses back up, a Harlan County doctor is doing what he can to play a part, but it's not coming along as easy as he would like. WIMT's Will Puckett explains.
Scenes like this one.
We came up with the idea of having a drive-by system where we put a tent and we have staff in it, we have the swabs. All you have to do is give us a call, tell him you're coming, we'll tell you when to come by.
And sentences like this.
Any fever, chills, cough, short of breath
are becoming more and more common across the Commonwealth.
Because people want to get the county back to work, and the only way we can get back to work, like the governor said, is to find out if they are sickness or not.
Dr. Abdul Dahan has provided COVID-19 testing for weeks, but this new setup streamlines the process to get more people through their system.
So we all want to get the system going, and it will be a win-win situation for everybody.
While swab testing is important, it is not the only type of testing Dr. Dahan has.
There is a antibody test that's available, and I have been using it as well, but it's not very well standardized.
That antibody test, while not exact, could be key in finding out more about the sickness in eastern Kentucky.
Back in December, going toward February, we got people sick as a dog, fever, chills, sore throat, cough, the whole gamut. The school kids, the teachers, I mean, everybody was sick. Like you said, strep negative, nasal negative, X-ray clear, but they're sick as a dog.
A sickness that some believe is peaking, but others believe may have already come. In Harlan, Will Puckett, WYMT Mountain News.
As I've mentioned before, I was one of those sick in December and want to get that antibody test when it's accurate and readily available. Many people at YMT were sick back in December, January too. Dr. DeHaan believes in a few more weeks antibody testing will be more exact. In the meantime, he encourages everyone to be tested. County Judge Executive Dan Mosley is working to get more swabs so people will not have to drive hours away to get a rapid test. A seventh person has died from COVID-19 at a Jackson County nursing home. The Cumberland Valley District Health Department says the 94-year-old man lived at Jackson Manor. The health department says 52 cases in the county are connected to the nursing home. That includes 13 staff members. But health leaders say 10 people connected to the nursing home have recovered. Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron has joined a lawsuit against Governor Beshear. That lawsuit was filed by a Northern Kentucky woman against the governor's out-of-state travel ban. The Attorney General says he is also concerned about the governor's ban on mass gatherings. Nick Oliver has more on the lawsuit.
The Attorney General says it's pretty simple. He has a job to do, and that's to uphold the Constitution. A Constitution where he believes Governor Andy Beshear has stepped over too far. That conference started with his demand Governor Andy Beshear allow churches to return to in-person services. He says his office has looked into the matter and says church leaders should be able to listen to health professionals they're comfortable with. He believes churches can choose to keep holding video services, but obviously wants this to be an option for them. We asked the Attorney General also about the current out-of-state travel ban, a lawsuit against the governor by a Northern Kentucky woman that the Attorney General has since joined in on. He says both of these decisions are the wrong call for Kentucky.
The Constitution is my predominant concern. And when the Constitution, in my judgment, is not being respected, we have a responsibility in this office to move forward to defend it.
And like we mentioned, the Attorney General says he isn't throwing out the idea of filing lawsuits in regards to these actions. He says for now, he just wants the governor to listen and make those changes. At the Capitol, Nick Oliver, WKYT.
When the governor was questioned about the travel ban lawsuit weeks ago, he said his office is aware of it and they were sticking with their current decision. Pretty much said the same thing earlier today in his news conference when he was asked about it. Farmers market season is upon us, and the Whitley County Farmers Market in Corbin is holding its opening this evening at Nibrock Park. But because of COVID-19, the market will look a little different than in years past. WYMT's Emily Bennett joins us now live from the Farmers Market to tell us what guidelines they are having to follow. Emily?
Steve, during the farmers market, this park is very lively. Normally lots of music and food, but this time they're not even in the park. They're kind of outside the park, set up on the sidewalk. Now, this is a safety precaution, so masses of people do not gather inside the park. Farmers Market Manager Andrew Modica says he hopes people will come by and get what they're looking for and then leave. They are encouraged only one shopper per family and telling people not to touch items and, if possible, to not use cash to pay. And of course, social distancing is a must. The Whitley County Health Department is also here to assist and answer any questions anyone may have.
People want fresh produce, and it's less hands touching your produce. It is because it comes straight from the farmer to you. He's not going through the supermarket or the Fortune 500 places, because it reaches 2 or 3 different people before it actually gets to you. And here it's just going straight from the farm to you, so that's less people that's touching it.
Now, the market is offering a new program, pre-ordering and curbside pickup. There's a form people can submit by Monday at 5 p.m. That form has all the items available here at the market, and then they can come by at a scheduled time on Tuesday and have it delivered right to their car. Now, the farmers market is open every Tuesday from 5 p.m. until 8. I'm live in Corbin. Emily Bennett, WYMT Mountain News.
All right, Emily, certainly a nice evening for that tonight. Thank you. With sports canceled for the foreseeable future, some student athletes on Perry Central's Student Council are using their free time to help the community by creating a United to Flatten the Curve t-shirt fundraiser benefiting the Team Hazard Perry COVID-19 Response Fund. The t-shirts come in blue and green in a range of sizes. Student Council President Brady Adams says this is the least they could do in this time of need.
Like every teacher, coach, mentor, they've been great and shaped me like tremendously, and it's just so grateful just to give back to them because they honestly have gave so much to me, and it's the least that we could do as a council because again they've helped us so much.
The link to order the t-shirts will be on our website at WYMT.com, and WYMT's Camille Gear will have more on this tonight at 11.
And we have a cold front moving in tomorrow, bringing soggy weather back into the mountains. Continues into your Thursday, but sunshine returns by the end of the week. I'll have more on that coming up in a little bit.
And as we all struggle to cope with changes COVID-19 restrictions have brought about, those working in hospice care try to find ways to help families who cannot be with their loved ones.